Well, after examining a gap underneath the stairs that had been boarded up, he came across a creepy rag doll with an even creepier note.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 creepiest things found inside walls.
Acting on a tip, investigators found 6-year-old Ricky Chikevda and his mother, Shannon Wilfong, huddled in this hidden crawl space.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most unsettling items that people have found hidden behind walls. Have you found anything disturbing in your own home? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Ouija board. If you find a Ouija board in your house, it's probably best to burn the place down. We've seen The Exorcist.
Really don't want me to play, huh?
No, I do. Captain Howdy said no.
A Reddit user was working construction in an old house when they knocked down a wall and got the surprise of their life. Snuggled nicely in the old heating vent was an upside-down Ouija board. The construction worker snapped a photo and posted it online. The board was quite old judging by its design, and it certainly makes us wonder, why was it in the heating vent?
As friends we've gathered, hearts are true. Spirits near, we call to you. Doris, I'm playing alone, you have to play!
This is one of those things that raises far more questions than it answers, and it left a lot of Reddit users understandably creeped out.
Daddy, are you here?
Stop it.
Number 9. A magic 300-year-old shoe. Poor construction and maintenance crews must be used to seeing creepy things. Back in August of 2016, a maintenance crew working at University of Cambridge was installing cables when they stumbled across a really old shoe.
He has given us a sign!
Oh, he has given us a shoe!
The shoe is the sign! Let us follow his example!
The shoe was nestled next to the window, and it seemed to be in surprisingly good shape. Experts dated the shoe from the late 17th to mid-18th century and discovered its true origin to ward off evil.
You start thinking it could be some form of protection because of its qualities.
Back in the day, people would place shoes next to windows to prevent evil spirits from entering the residence. According to the archaeological unit at Cambridge, the shoe was likely placed there to help protect the master of the college. Number 8. A live missile. You never know what your house is harboring. Could be an old Ouija board, could be a live missile from the Korean War. In 2011, William Whitman was remodeling his Wisconsin home and tearing out some insulation in his bathroom. It was there that he discovered a missile.
Holy shit, he got my missile!
He grabbed the 20-inch projectile and took it outside before calling the police. The bomb squad was then sent out to safely detonate the missile.
For your consideration, the Jericho.
According to Whitman, the previous owner was a man whose sons served in the Korean War, and they would bring their father keepsakes from overseas. So they decided to bring him a live missile? That's an odd one.
Fire!
That's a goddamn heat seeker coming at us!
Number 7. A killer doll. Finding a doll behind your wall is creepy enough. Never mind a killer doll. Jonathan Lewis of the UK tore away a piece of wall underneath the staircase and was met with a creepy sight. Inside the small hole was a crumpled rag doll with blonde hair and a handwritten note.
So it says her name is Emily. She's lived here with the original owners in 1961. She didn't like them very much, so she murdered them with knives.
The note proclaimed that the doll had killed its previous owners in the early 60s and would also kill the new inhabitant of the house. Intense creepiness aside, Lewis was not perturbed.
I think I'll leave her in there for the time being and let a few more people see it. And then eventually when I do the kitchen up, I'll probably take it all down and then figure out what to do with it.
He told reporters that the paper didn't seem that old and that that area of the house was renovated just a few years earlier. In his opinion, the doll was placed there by a construction worker as a prank.
I mean, you were the perfect person to buy that house, because let me tell you, if I'd have bought that house and found that, I would have been
sold it straight
long
away.
gone. Long gone by now, that's for sure.
Number 6. Thousands of venomous spiders. There are fun, supposedly supernatural things like killer dolls, and then there are very real problems, like thousands of venomous spiders oozing from the walls. Brian and Susan Trost bought a home in St. Louis in 2007, but immediately regretted their decision. According to Susan, Toxic brown recluse spiders, quote, started bleeding out of the walls, end quote. And the problem significantly impacted the quality of their life. The couple launched a lawsuit against the previous owners, and a biology professor from the University of Kansas was sent to investigate the home. He estimated that there were upwards of 6,000 spiders inside the house.
Get you a good broom, get you a good shoe, and get them out of the house.
The couple was awarded over $470,000 in damages.
Oh, God, the spider. It's okay, it's okay. Most of them are dead. The ones Delbert didn't get are dying.
Number 5. A child. Acting on a tip, police of Illinois' Franklin County entered a home and peeled away a piece of the wall. Inside were a young boy and his mother.
In a room behind a false wall just 12 feet by 5 feet, with a ceiling only 4 feet high, whenever visitors arrived, and never allowed to leave the house.
Certainly a creepy sight, but also a sad one. Let's rewind. Shannon Wilfong was going through a bitter custody battle, and the father, Michael Chekevdia, was recently given sole custody of their child. So Wilfong took the child to her mother's house and hid there for the next 2 years. He was declared missing and eventually found inside a hidden room the size of a washing machine. Wilfong was charged with felony child abduction.
Her accused of locking her 6-year-old boy in a secret room for nearly 2 years was in court yesterday, and not surprisingly, the judge refused to allow her any access to her son.
Custody was given to Chekevdia, and Wilfong was given a $1,500 fine and 2 years probation. Number 4. Hidden cameras.
Tiny hidden cameras can be disguised in just about anything.
If there's one thing that all humans inherently fear, it's being watched. A landlord named Masaki Amida rented out a 6-bedroom home in Sydney, Australia. He also equipped the place with numerous hidden cameras so he could watch his tenants be intimate with each other.
What could I get you? A hidden camera for my bathroom. I suspect a certain robot of unauthorized butt brushing. Gotcha.
The cameras were fed to his personal shed, which was located in the backyard. Inside the shed was a recliner and a TV, not to mention various pieces of recording equipment and storage devices.
Ah! Sorry, I was just watching.
The camera was discovered after one of the tenants researched their landlord and found that he had been busted for using hidden cameras before. She and her husband searched the house and, sure enough, found a camera in the ceiling light. Number 3. A mummified cat. In December of 2011, engineers working in England's Pendle Hill found proof of some objects underneath a grassy mound. A team of archaeologists were brought in to assess the site, and they subsequently unearthed an entire cottage. Inside one of its walls was a mummified cat. The area of Pendle Hill is well known for its witch trials of 1612, which saw 10 people executed for supposedly practicing witchcraft. The cottage was dated to around this time, and it's believed that the inhabitants put the cat in the wall alive to protect the house from evil spirits. It's a pretty sad story, but a startling archaeological discovery. Number 2, witch bottle. If there's one thing we've learned from this list, it's that putting items in walls was a very common practice in 17th century England. Archaeologists were performing work in London when they uncovered a witch's bottle.
A bit of cloth that's been cut to the shape of a heart and kind of pierced with pins, and then a bit of cork, a bit of human hair that were all placed inside this bottle.
These were created back in the 17th century to, you guessed it, ward off witches. In this case, a man believed that his wife was a witch and was ordered by a local apothecary to create a witch's bottle. Inside the bottle, he placed some of her urine, hair, and fingernail clippings. Also included were the likes of pins, brimstone, and leather.
These were kind of medically prescribed to counteract a witch's curse, or to stop the witch from cursing.
These bottles were then buried upside down and were said to cause great pain to the witch. Oh, the weird things we did back then.
Not a witch, I'm not a witch.
But you are dressed as one.
They dressed me up like this. And this isn't my nose, it's a false one.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Human bones. The walls of universities are just teeming with old objects, even human bones. Back in 1999, a construction team working on Harvard's Holden Chapel discovered human bones within the basement walls.
All 216 bones in the human body.
There's only 206 bones in the human body.
Holden Chapel was completed in 1744 and held morning and evening prayers for the student body in the mid-18th century. But don't start thinking that this is some kind of weird cult thing.
Congratulations, skulls. On your rebirth, a skull above any other. Say it. Skull above any other.
Research was undertaken following the discovery of the bones, and it revealed a rather mundane, if still interesting, explanation. From 1782 to 1850, the chapel was used as an anatomy and dissection hall. The discovery of glassware and test tubes further proved that these bones were used in anatomical studies undertaken by the medical school.
That's disappointing. Yeah.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.